downtown. Yeah, Barbara won today, literally 23 degrees. It's on its way up and down and up, and it's yo-yoing, you know what I mean? Friday, April 30th, and believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to have everybody joining us this morning. Let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
Gotta welcome everybody that's joining us live on Facebook Live right now. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys with us right now. If you're going to be watching a little later on, you know, on YouTube, you know, yeah, that one, you know what to do, right? You do. It's thumb bell. Bingo. Bell because of notifications, you know that, because we have important people. You want to know about it. You really, really do. And today, I'm joined by Mark Levesque, good friend to Galaxy, and believe me, it's nice to have Mark back. And he's joined this time by Massimo Lafrate. And believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to meet Massimo, or Moss, for the first time. It really, really is. Now, you know about 5 Minute Walk. You really, really do, because you've been requesting them. Yes. So let's throw one in the mix. Here's Invitation, right here at Galaxy. So I hope you guys have got a good stiff drink.
I'm sorry?
I hope you guys have got a good stiff drink.
Yeah. We're set.
Nice. Mark, you've learned from the last time, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. Well, I got stuck in last time I was in the studio downstairs, and I know I had some audio issues because of all of the Wi-Fi and stuff, so I moved everything upstairs, so I made sure that I had something to drink close by, so I'd be all set. So you learn as you go along.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, I get it. I understand. Believe me, Moss, this is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be like no other interview you've ever done before, or probably will want to do again. So be aware if Mark asks you again, you know what I mean?
Not a problem.
I have a few more drummers that I can pull in.
I bet you do. He's like a deck of cards, isn't he? Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll throw that one away. It's the Joker. I get it. But believe me, we like to have a bit of fun, Mark and Moss. We really, really do. So I'm a big boy. You can give me shit if you want to.
All right. I'm catching on.
Nice. Good. You'd be the first Canadian to do so. Honestly, you guys are so polite.
We are polite.
It's true.
But wait till we have a few more drinks, then we'll be...
Okay, I don't know whether I can hold out that long.
Being polite.
Believe me, it's all a boot it. All about it. Hey, I was talking to a Canadian a couple of weeks ago, and he went something of boot, and I went, "Have we switched the subject to footwear now?"
I don't even know what a boot is. Usually a trunk in England.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you're quite right.
That's right.
Sean Adams is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Sean. This is going to be a fun interview, believe me.
Hi, Anthony. You too.
Well, if you guys need, you know, a therapist after this,
Hey, Anthony.
I know a couple. I've got some good ones. I do. Actually, one, would you believe, is a criminologist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, works with the police and the justice service. You know what I mean? Very interesting man. Very intelligent man too, by the way. I asked him, if you get two psychologists come together, who pays the bill?
Ooh.
He says,
That's a good one.
who starts first loses.
There you go.
I like that, I do. Anyway, let's have some fun. Let's go to the desk.
Okay. Let's do it.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Yes, I'm wearing Terry Van Cannon. I am. Yeah, believe me. Get that one out the way right away. Believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to wear a Good Brothers t-shirt today. Terry Van Cannon coming out of North Carolina, and believe me, steel guitarist extraordinaire. Literally. Anyway, right here at Galaxy, it is Friday, April 30th, coming into a brand spanking new weekend, and I'm absolutely elated to be catching up with a good friend of mine, Mark Levesque, out of the band 5 Minute Walk. And today he's brought along his drummer. We're talking to Moss as well. And Moss, well, you know, I hope this isn't like a deer in the headlights. You'll learn as we go through this that, well, you know, sooner or later, it might have been a bad idea to do. You know what I mean?
He catches on really quick. He does catch on really quick.
Yeah, well,
Time will tell.
yeah, most drummers do, actually, believe me. Moss, how long have you been drumming?
Oh my God. It's going to give away my age, but probably 60 years.
Okay. Now tell me something. Did you start in the kitchen playing on Mum and Dad's pots?
No. But I'll tell you what I did do. When I was a kid, the Beatles were very popular. And of course, you know, being 6, 7, 8-year-old kids, we wanted to imitate them. And I didn't have a set of drums, but we had a corner store. It was a ice cream store called Peerless Dairies. And they had these big tubs of ice cream that they used to dispense from. And I went into the store and I asked them when they were done with the tubs if I could have them. And I fabricated myself a set of drums out of these cardboard ice cream tubs. And that was my first set of drums. And basically we were pantomiming the Beatles, but I was playing on those cardboard drums that I fabricated, which I was very proud of. And a couple of my buddies' parents were handy with wood, and they cut guitars out of wood. So we were young kids imitating the Beatles, having a good time, and that was my first set of drums.
Okay, so you'd be familiar with the Yellow Submarine, for instance. Believe me. It was one of the songs that I grew up with. All the kids around in my neighbourhood, literally, we made the Beatles kind of deal as well, if you know what I mean. And it seemed like we can only do one song, and it was Yellow Submarine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really was. I literally learned to play the drums on my mum's pots in the kitchen, to the expense, literally, of my mum and these wooden spoons that I just kept on breaking. Sooner or later, I was just banished. Enough, you're out of here, literally. But that's where I started learning the drums. Now, at the same time, Mark, tell me about 5 Minute Walk. Let's go through this. Where did you get the name from?
So, we had been together as a 3-piece band for a few years, writing music and so forth. And then as the band grew, because we were adding some musicians to the band to now a 5-piece, we were looking to change our name. So we were all, I think all of us, no, actually 4 of us were in a pub in town here where we played a fair bit. And we happened to be having a few drinks, and they had a chalkboard. And the chalkboard had a saying, it's a 5-minute walk from my house to the pub. It's a 20-minute walk from the pub back to my house. The difference is staggering. So we were looking at that and said, God, that's actually kind of a cool name for a band, 5 Minute Walk. So that's how we came up with it.
You know, I'm glad you didn't say the band's name is Staggering.
Yeah, it just didn't look good on a logo.
Yeah, believe me, yeah. And I understand too, simply because if I want to go to the pub, yeah, it's a 5 minute walk, it's downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no,
There you go.
for me it's a good 3/4 to an hour to get back again. It really is, you know. 2 steps forward, 6 back. Gravity. That's what it is, it's gravity.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity.
I just don't do hills like I used to, I tell you, I really don't. Now, we started the show with invitation. Now, tell me all about this, because believe me, a lot of people around the world want to know right now. How did you come to the lyrics?
Well, it really purely by accident. I got something in the mail that was an invitation, and I'm saying, well, why did I get this? I didn't know who it came from or anything like that, so I literally threw it away. So, jump forward a little bit. I was working on on a song idea, and the first lyrics came up. I had a written invitation written, and I literally just made up the whole thing from there to finish the song.
Well, you know something, believe me, we're getting quite a few requests. I was saying to Moss earlier on that we literally can't get too far through a week and through a breakfast show without somebody wanting to request a 5-minute walk song. This also includes a few Creature songs in the mix as well, I've got to be honest with you, but we're all about 5-minute walk right now, so this is what it's about. But really, are you that scared in America?
You know what? A lot of our songs were written in the last year and a half, 2 years, and a lot of flavor about what was happening in the U.S. and just that past administration. It really made me think about a lot of things, and it actually drove a lot of songwriting along those lines. So, "Scared of America" was something that was a little hard to write because I really had a lot of American friends. I really have a lot of respect for the U.S. and stuff, but being in a border city right across from Detroit, you see a lot of things and you kind of shake your head saying, what the heck is going on? So this really culminates into all the things that kind of pissed me off about what was going on over there.
Well, the one thing, and I've got to be honest with you, I find about America right now is I can't make fun of the president like I used to be able to.
Yeah, I know.
How bad is that when you actually agree with somebody? Not good. It's not. Even I am scared in America. Here is 5-minute walk. How you feeling, guys? You okay?
You've got it
Good, good.
watching.
Oh, Anthony is back again, is he? Just give it a swish, you reckon? No, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Nice to have you back again. Anthony Ligori is joining us now. He's basically our resident Elvis coming out of Tennessee. And believe me, brilliant as Elvis. He really is. He good friends of the Hammond brothers.
Oh, cool.
Now, they're actually doing a TV series together right now.
Oh, really?
Cool. I
The
think
Lost and Lonely Highway.
The Lost and Lonely Highway. I think it's about the ghost of Elvis, if you know what I mean. It's
Really? That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
fantastic. So it's nice to have you with us, brother. It really, really is. Good friends of ours today is 5-Minute Walk, Anthony, and Mark Levesque. Well, Mark survived an interview with me not so long ago, actually, and, well, he's come back again, so I'm just wondering if he needs a good psychiatrist.
Hey, you know what? I told him to choose his friends wisely, and I think he has.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Yeah, you're in there, Moss. Don't worry.
And I have to say this. It's not even because I have a van, that I get chosen to be in the circle.
Yeah, you still have a strong back.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Marion Peterson is joining us as well. Nice to have you with us, Marion, and believe me, it's a pleasure to have it. Believe me, I know what it's like about having a van. Every band member wants you when you've got a van.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A van, a sound system, then friends that show up at 3 a.m. to
Yeah, absolutely. And then they convince you that you need a box truck.
Okay, but what you really need after a gig are people to stick around to help you load that sucker. Because it's funny how people disappear after the gig.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell are all the people that were here rooting us on to help us? They're not here anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It
They
just-
didn't mind dragging the stuff in for the free show. Yeah, I
That's
get
right.
it.
That's right.
Believe me, I've been down that road, Moss. I have. I really have. And it takes twice as long to break it down. It really does.
Sometimes it takes longer, but you know what? You always come back with more stuff than what you were left with.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I know.
That's where my stuff went.
That's what my wife said as well.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Don't worry, Moss. I actually have a voice in my head.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. Literally, she gives me stats, bits of information, all that sort of stuff. She is my wife. So she
Yeah,
swears at me when you guys are talking, don't you worry. All the ladies in the world seem to love that idea, though, because she gets paid to be the voice in my head.
Wow.
There you go.
The ultimate job.
Mark.
Anyway, let's do this.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 27 away from lunchtime, noon, 12 o'clock, and, well, 19 degrees. That's what the weatherman initially said was going to be. We don't want it to last there for too long because, believe me, we don't want him to be right, but, well, we've beaten him anyway down the track. He throws darts at the board and has a go at it. Yeah, basically, that's the weatherman. Friday, April 30th, we got a better idea. We do, because we got all the gear out there telling us what the real temperature is. So don't worry. And add 10 degrees for being inside here with all the computers and everything. We've got that Kiwi air conditioning thing called open a damn window, will you? Thank you. Now, you're right here at Galaxy, and I'm joined today by Mark Levesque and, of course, Moss, the drummer. Now, believe me, I'm absolutely fascinated with drumming. I've got a little in my system as well. But believe me, these are absolutely fascinating songs that these guys are. Surreal times right now, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
How's
for sure.
How's it going for you guys where you are right now?
Well, we haven't played in a while. Like, how many months, Mark? 5 months?
It's got to
Since we
be
haven't
about
been-
just over 5 months right now. We were actually we had put out the EP and thinking that we were going to be doing a little bit of shows and things like that to promote that. That all got stopped. We still have a bunch of other songs in the can that we have to finish off. So we haven't been able to get together to do any of that. And quite frankly, I mean, it's been a little bit frustrating because once we come out of the pandemic, and I know you guys are doing way better than we are, we don't even know if a lot of the venues are even going to be open or if they're going to be bringing live music and things like that. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now. But that being said, I mean, it's something that, we've been doing for a long time and we're going to continue doing because that's what we do.
Well,
we can always
we have to find our way.
We can always keep writing because Mark is very creative. He can come up with songs. You just have to give him a topic. He'll have the lyrics down. I mean, we throw the music together and songs get created, and that just doesn't go away. It's the one thing about being a musician. It doesn't go away. You always have the need to want to play, and we will. We'll continue to play. We'll continue to write. We'll continue to be creative because that's in our system. It's in our hearts, our souls. So, that's us. That's how we live, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Moss, believe me, I hear what you're saying. I really, really do. And what I'm getting out of that is just maybe, you're going to come back again for another interview.
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
Now that I trust you a little bit.
Oh, you. Have you looked at your wrist yet? Is your watch still there?
My watch, yeah.
Yeah, believe me, I might have it over here. You never know. I'm really good. I really am.
And one thing I wanted to say, going back to the drums, me starting to play the drums, after I was playing those cardboard drums, I realized that across the street from me was the drummer for the Miracles. See, we lived in Windsor, and Windsor's right across the river from Detroit. Detroit was Motown. The drummer for the Miracles lived right across the street from me. So, Tracks of My Tears, and all those songs. That was the drummer. He lived across the street. So I managed to get into his house. He managed to show me how he played. He managed to let me play his drums, and that really was the inspire. That's what inspired me to continue playing, and I haven't stopped since.
You know,
And
that's,
really, after Mossy got out of prison for breaking and entering into that house, just
That's
kidding.
right.
Mark, that's too good. That's too good. But Moss, I am so envious. That's a great story. That really,
I was
really
very
is.
lucky. I was very lucky.
Yeah.
And what's really sad about that story was he had a son, a young son, and he was an amazing little drummer. He was going to be a sensational drummer, and unfortunately he passed at a young age. And it really was sad because, you know, with his dad being who he was, and with the kid having natural talent and the ability to play a nice set of drums that were at his house, which was at his house, and for him to die, it was just really sad because that kid could have went places. He really could have.
Yeah, that is a great loss. I can hear that in your voice. Mark, I'm pleased that you're able to write songs at the drop of a hat, pretty much, and make them successful. One guy, I've got to be honest with you, who is only just mastering a song right now, said to me, you know, Grant, I actually have you mentioned in the song. And my instant take on that one was, well, can that one, it's never going to sell anything. You know what I mean? So
We could fit you lyrically into one of our songs. We could say,
Absolutely.
like, grant me the permission to love you, honey, and go from there. And you know what I mean? Like, it would work.
well, yeah, okay. Believe me, if you went DJ Grant from Galaxy, well, now.
Okay.
Right. There. Brian Smith is joining us. Nice to have you with us, Smitty. And believe me, you're going to love this. Smitty is from a band called Smitty and the Jumpstarters from North Carolina. Just so happens, Smitty, I'm wearing your brother's T-shirt
Nice.
today. Yeah. One of his good friends over in North Carolina is Terry Van Cannon. I'm wearing his T-shirt today, believe me. I want a bobblehead too, by the way. If you mention to the man, you know, a bobblehead, my way. Anytime. Sounds like the security guard out there is causing a ruckus. What's going on? We've got a delivery or something. Anyway, Brian says love B-Muse T-shirt. Yep, absolutely, I do too. Great T-shirt, really, really is. But, you know, guys, I don't know whether you've heard this one before or not, Moss, but check this out.
Thanks for tuning in to galaxy107fm. I'm Mark Levesque from 5 Minute Walk, and this next song is from our first EP called Falling Star.
Now tell me about Falling Star, Mark.
Falling Star, that's an easy song. That was an easy song to write. I had this little music break, and then we filled it out as with the rest of the band. But it's really a statement about all the wonderful places that we played. And believe me, we've had some real gems along the years, and had things thrown at us, and all sorts of stuff. But it's about that experience, and really it's kind of a love song though too, because you got to have those experiences as part of a musical career.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling the wife, but she doesn't believe me. She really doesn't. Anyway, right here, live with Mark Levesque, and we're joined by Moss, the drummer himself, out of the band. 5 Minute Walk. Here is Falling Star. What was that about?
I've got no idea.
No idea? Okay. Fair
She
enough.
went straight to the back fence.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, is there somebody over that side, is there?
I've got no idea if they're there.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Ah, dear, dear. Tell me, Moss, have you ever had vegan sausages?
Bacon sausages?
No, vegan.
Vegan.
Oh, vegan, no.
No?
I have
No,
not.
you're not a vegan yourself?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, it's just that I'm trying to find out if the vegan sausages are made of real vegans.
See, that's why I don't eat them.
You know, I was talking to one before and he slipped away before I asked him.
Oh, jeez.
He got the hell out of there really quickly.
And you didn't get the answer, so you don't even know.
Exactly. And he's not picking up again.
There you go.
He isn't. Which
The,
is
the
good.
eternal question: is there a common taste to a vegan?
Well, picture this,
That's a
Mark.
good one.
You got two vegans in the pub on a Friday night. They get unhappy with each other. They go outside to have a bit of a fight. Is it still called having a beef?
Oh, Jesus. That's good.
Well, if you get hit in the face.
I think they call that a veggie.
Right, okay, so if you get hit in the face, is that still getting slapped in the chops?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. When they have
Okay.
cauliflower ears, or is that the term when they get the ears? Go ahead.
I think it begs the question: what's a real man made of? See, my wife prefers Italian sausage. Being
there,
Italian.
There you go. Yeah. I'm not going down that road. No.
Does that make me a baguette?
Okay.
Is he in a bread roll or a bed roll?
They wanted to know: are you in a bread roll or a bed roll?
It really depends on the day of the week.
Anything with a Y in it suits me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Literally.
He's got a ton of them. Grant does. Last interview he had, oh God, it was so funny. The cheeks were hurting.
Well, you should have been standing up then.
Yeah, you know what? I should, because it'd be better to walk around a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that too, especially if you got the cell walls that are a little padded. You know, it's better to walk around a little bit.
Exactly.
You can get too comfortable otherwise.
So why is it that I notice, and thank you very much for playing our songs and for having a song and stuff, but I noticed that a lot of bands that you're interviewing are from North America. Like you really key in. I mean, I know there's some other countries, but the ones I see online and all that are a lot from North America.
It's because we got bombed by North American bands, literally.
Oh, really?
And,
Okay.
Look, to be very honest with you,
Great
we
artists.
play more
Great
Canadian bands than we do any other country in the world.
Really? That's great.
We really do. I think the ratio is about 65% to the rest of the world.
Oh.
Literally. Because there's so much good music that comes out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it would be remiss of us to overlook a lot of it,
And
so we
North Carolina.
try and get in as much.
Yes.
But just recently, there's been this huge influx of bands coming out of North Carolina that we've been picking up on, and each and every
I
one of
noticed
them,
that, yeah.
on their own merits, huge. They are massive bands, including Brian Smith from the Smitty and the Jumpstarters. Great sounds, you know, including
Excellent.
legends, for instance, like the Hammond Brothers themselves. They come online, you know. So
And Anthony.
yes, we have been playing a lot of
Don't
Americans, and I'm
forget
not going to say
Anthony.
sorry.
Elvis.
Well, we
We
appreciate
love
it.
Nice.
Elvis Anthony.
Yeah,
He's
we
watching
love
again.
Anthony. We do. Anyway, let's go back to the desk.
Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Let me give you a little insight of what we have coming up next week, guys, and it'll give you an idea. Chris Andreas, British Columbia. TK421 coming out of North Carolina. Renegade Station coming out of Alberta. Trevor Longley coming out of Ireland. Then we have Diamonds and Whiskey coming out of North Carolina, and Ashley Pater coming out of British Columbia. So believe me, there's a huge amount of Canadian entertainment in just that lineup alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Oh, no, believe me. Let me thank you guys for being who and what you are, literally. And we only play good music here at Galaxy. That's the truth. And there is so much good music that comes out of Canada. As I said, it would be rather remiss of us if we overlooked that, really. And I got to be honest with you, Mark, I'm a big fan not only of Creatures, but also 5 Minute Walk as well. So, you know, we're right in there. Now, I've got to let you know, 74 countries right now and 179 cities around the world right now are tuned into us.
Wow,
That's cool.
That's cool.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love that. I really do. Uganda, big in Uganda right now, I've got to be honest with you. It's true. Huge following coming out of Uganda right now. I think Barbara has something to do with that. She really, really does. Half of Uganda is in love with Barbara. I'm sure of it.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, believe me. And she gets all the emails and the requests and the texts, you name it. I feel sorry for her because she does get so many out of Uganda. It's not funny.
Wow.
But at the same time, I mean, we also are going to places like Paris and France and Uganda and also Ireland and a number of other countries around the world over the next couple of weeks. So believe me, totally a global station. We scour the world literally for the best bands, the best music in the world. And 5 Minute Walk is right in there. And I'm watching Mossy's head swell now. You can see that those headphones are getting stressed now.
The headphones keep it together, because without the headphones, my head would be this big.
Yeah, believe me, you don't want them getting any bigger. They're paying you go through the glass behind you. Literally. And then the wife will be going, no more.
That's right. You know, you think about it, it's a small world, isn't it? Especially now with the internet and you know, communication being what it is. It's really neat that, you know, you can listen to all those different types of music and let everyone else listen to it. It's pretty cool.
It really is. And I got to be honest with you, Moss. You see, we've got a very competent team here that work with us. We have people that are scouring the world literally for the best music in the world, including Barbara. And I don't know how the heck she finds the time to do it, but she does. And believe me, she's getting between 30 and 40 bands, maybe 50 bands a day, getting in contact with her, wanting to do the interviews, wanting to submit their music, all sorts of frilly bits around it. Now, keeping in mind, we've only got a certain amount of time, a week, to be able to get these interviews done, so believe me, it's got to come down. You know what I mean? And I'm talking 30 a day, 5 days, 7 days a week. You know, we've got to bring it down to something reasonable, so it's a lot of red pen right there. Then she takes what she considers viable to production. They work it out again, get it right down. Then it goes to a board. Now, a board, any given board meeting could be 8 to 12 people in the board. They are only considered or interested in our image. It's got to be good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So once it's approved there, let me tell you, Moss, comes to me. Now, this is the real deal. Barbara gives it to me on a little USB kind of device that I Bluetooth to my car stereo. Now, Mark's heard this before, because I do it, literally.
I'm doing that now
And
instead of
believe me,
stereo.
I got a kick-ass stereo. I really do, Moss, I really do. But I do it for two reasons. First reason, Moss, is basically nobody else can tell me or influence me on whether I want to do the interview. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Smart.
That makes sense.
The other reason is basically nobody else wants to drive with me.
There you go.
Well,
Two good reasons.
Yeah, well, they kind of feel that going sideways is weird. You know? Well, where we are, we're in between three major cities, and Rotorua, Whakatane and Tauranga, in a little milling town. Now, we all come from Auckland, every one of us. Literally, we're down here, economical reasons, believe me. It's what I pay here, I would pay in a week in Auckland. You know what I mean? So what I do here in a year, no worries, I got a sus. Now, having said that, it's a milling town, so there's lots of forestry around, which means lots of fire breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I get in the car and go driving. My way,
Danger.
literally.
Danger.
To get the hell out of town?
It's sideways.
But, you know, I'm listening to some damn good music now on this. It doesn't tell me who, what, when or anything. It just plays the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I very first, and I got to be honest with you, when I very first heard 5 Minute Walk, Invitation was the first song that I heard. So I'm cranking it up, literally. I'm pulling over and I'm overlooking this gully, literally, down through the gully. Hot summer's day, literally, it felt like a hot summer's day anyway. Don't forget, we're just coming out of summer.
Mm-hmm.
Cracked the cold one, put it back to start, turned it up, and just damn well enjoyed it. That was my introduction to 5 Minute Walk. Now,
That's cool, yeah. That's a great thing.
now,
Really.
Mark, I got to admit, I'm familiar with the Creatures. You know what I mean?
Yep,
This is a different feel, isn't it?
yep, yep.
Why is that?
Well, I think so. The Creatures I exist in a couple different worlds musically. So who I play with 5 Minute Walk with Mossy and Al Carter, who's also with the Creatures. We've been together for a lot of years, and actually I have to basically identify Mossy as the person that got me back into music, because I had stopped playing music for a bit. And then he and I started playing together, just the two of us, and I was bringing in new songs. And with Mossy's work, he knew a ton of people. I would show up, and there would be a bass player there, there'd be a keyboard player, all these types of people. And we finally, we got a chance to audition a lot of different types of musicians. And for me, I like being in a band where I'm the worst musician in the band, because I know the band is going to be really good around me, right? So that's what Mossy brought to the table, all these people, and the three of us, Al, Mossy, and I, have been together almost continuously for all that time. The Creatures was another project that Al and I did with Donnie and Dave, and that was more an outlet for some bit more aggressive music, a bit more 60s guitar music, because a lot of the stuff that I was doing with the bands before 5 Minute Walk, we had keys, it was very layered and just a different type of music. So it was good for me to get a little bit of that feel. With the Creatures, recordings done, and basically we were kind of on a hiatus. We decided to keep continuing doing recording some other music, and so I can just kind of coexist with both and kind of satisfy those things. I've actually got another thing that I'm doing, but that's for another time. But yeah.
Okay, well,
Does that make sense?
yeah, in a long way. Most people would have said different sound.
Yeah. But I think it's really the combination of the people that are in the room. It really is. And then we communicate differently with these guys in 5 Minute Walk than I do with the Creatures guys, and I do with some other bands. And I like that. I like the ability to talk in different languages.
So then tell me, Mark, is it easier or harder to write songs for two different bands in two different flavors?
I don't see it that way. I think when I go play with certain set of musicians, I kind of you just morph into that, and you just write songs that way. And then if I have an idea for a song, there's some ideas that I have that are more or less solo ideas. I'll record just for myself. Ideas that I know are really good for 5 Minute Walk that we're going to like that, and ideas that other groups that I've done stuff with that they like. So I don't necessarily start writing a song for a particular band. I write a song for me, and then I'll say, oh, that would go really good here because of the musicianship there, or the feel of what you're going to get.
Okay, so
So I'm very lucky.
Moss, I got to ask you a question. Are you better than Donnie?
Absolutely.
I knew the answer. I knew the answer of that. I did. It's just that, well, Donnie's going to have something to say about it when he sees this video later on. You know what I mean?
sure.
Literally.
I cheat.
Watch out for flying zildjians.
Say that again?
Watch out for flying zildjians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you never know.
You know what? We have fun anytime we do this, right? And and you know, as musicians over a course of time, you never stop loving to play. So if you get a chance to play with somebody and you like playing with those people, you're just going to keep playing with them. You find time and room to fit all that in.
Absolutely.
And I'm very lucky to be able to do that.
I fully understand that. Now, I do have a fan question for you, and I'm going to ask Moss actually. As 5 Minute Walk, how do we, as a fan, get hold of you? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook? But more importantly, Moss, do you respond?
Actually, Mark usually takes care of all of that stuff, and we are on all of those things.
I knew he
And,
did that. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I respond, but nobody listens to me.
I don't. I just don't at all. Believe me, I get inundated by stuff all the time. I just know. I never find the time. I got to be honest with you. It's too busy around here doing other parts of the work to make the radio station work as of a whole. You know what I mean? So I never find time to sit down and peruse Facebook or chat to people on short message service or anything like that. You know what I mean? This literally is about the closest to contact of people that I get. So I feel sorry for you. They've unleashed me.
There you go.
Yeah, literally. Now, tell me about No More. I want to know everything about it because, believe me, we have had over 1,762 actually requested since we've been playing it. Why is it so good?
Wow, that's great.
Why is it so good?
I don't know. I like play. It's a very simple song. It's very much an angry song for anti-war song, whatever you want to call it, anti-violence song. It's actually I wrote the lyrics for that a long time ago, and it went through a couple different iterations. And we were jamming one night, and I think it's Al, their bass player. We had played it together before. He started playing, and we just kind of went through it again, and it kind of resonated a little bit better at that time, and we decided to record it.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Mark. I think it's resonated with our audience as well, and believe me, they've been asking, they've been wanting to know. So, right here at Galaxy is 5 Minute Walk and No More.
We have Ted Tossoff.
Ted Tossoff's joining us. Nice. Nice to have the brother man along. You guys must need at least another half a bottle or two by now.
Yeah, really. Sorry,
I wish I would have had a drink. I would have rather had a drink than this coffee. I would have been a little more talkative, but things are going kind of smooth here. This is all good. Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah, it's what we call a bucket. Literally.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
But believe me, it's the only thing I'm allowed to drink when I'm driving.
Okay.
Literally. They don't trust me to walk my way through this. This actually, the whole concept, I've got to let you know, Moss, the whole concept of what we're doing today started from a night where we used to get drunk and catch up with some of our friends. Barbara and I, we would do a show, but at the same time, we would just do a Skype thing privately amongst our friends. You know what I mean? And we were getting,
Oh, really? Okay.
we were getting drunk all the time.
We did.
Then the bosses got concerned. Now, it's not a good image. You guys are getting drunk on air and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Come up with another idea. So we come up with the idea of talking to indie artists and putting that online, and we've adapted it to what we've got today. So,
How long have you guys been doing this?
6 years.
6 years?
No.
6 years. That's great.
On June the 5th.
Yeah.
it'll be
I have to tell you,
7 years.
there's a
6
couple
years
different
doing
there's a couple
interviews,
different groups that have done online Facebook shows and stuff like this. By far, this is the best organized show. I mean, some of them are just brutal.
Well, I don't
thanks
know
for the
whether to thank you or
No, yes,
get
yes,
my
yes.
therapist involved with you.
No, it's you guys are doing great. I love the concept. I love the fact that it's loose and it's very genuine. I really like that.
Well, I got to be honest with you. The questions are off the cuff. I have no prepared. I hate it when people say, "Have you got any prepared questions?" It's like,
I don't know
nah.
how to write.
No.
I wouldn't know what to ask myself.
Exactly, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go down the rigid 12 questions like most people do, and I'm sorry, I find it uncomfortable asking women about what they would do on a desert island, you know what I mean? It's not my deal, it isn't. But I take words out of what your responses are and try and move it on from there, you know what I mean? So, and it's the best form of honesty, to be honest.
For sure.
Anyway, last one is us versus them. Getting requested like crazy, it really is. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 3 after 12 o'clock. I know I'm a little over time, but don't worry about it. I've got a good excuse. Yeah, and I've got a written note from my mum as well. 19 degrees downtown, not bad actually. It was 21 degrees in Vancouver just a couple of minutes ago, so they're not doing too bad either. Friday, April 30th, and you're right here at Galaxy. I'm joined by Mark Lebesque and Moss, the drummer from the band 5 Minute Walk, and believe me, I'm absolutely loving this band. I really, really am. It's on permanent in my car stereo right now. That's the truth as well. I got you guys. As soon as I get in the car, turn on the car stereo, there you are, them and Anthony Ligori and the Hammond Brothers and Terry Van Cannon. For some strange reason, it just keeps on going around and around and around. It's absolutely fantastic. I have to go home and go back to work and go home about half a dozen times to be able to get through it, you know what I mean? The wife says I have
Especially when you're driving sideways, that makes it even a longer trip.
Yeah, well, it does. But you know something? Barbara's son is a world champion, a New Zealand champion car racer. Same with the grandson. They see going sideways as normal, pretty much as me. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. It's just hard to explain to a police officer.
They never understand it.
Yeah. And Moss, you know the safest device in your car?
Right.
Oh God, I'm afraid to ask. I don't know.
It's actually your mirror with a red and blue light in it.
There you go.
Well, yeah, it's
That's
true.
good.
Believe me.
That's a good one.
Believe me, you start running through the list when you see that stuff going on, don't you? You do. Oh my goodness. Now, believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to do this because this is your most requested song at the moment for 5 Minute Walk. Us versus them. Explain.
Okay, so this song, I think we had an idea for a song because we were going to be in a contest for a theme song for hockey. So we had this thing for us versus them. Then obviously we never won, so we rejigged the song into more again an anti-war us versus them and about the just people that don't get along. So this, and then we decided to do something a little bit more, I don't know, reggae, ska type thing behind it. But it really started off as a hockey song.
You know, I get that, and believe me, well, you know us New Zealanders here in New Zealand, well, our nearest neighbour being the Australians, it's kind of something familiar, but ours is rugby union. This is our sport here in New Zealand. Canadians, yeah, ice hockey, I get that. Us versus them, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Americans there, aren't you?
There's so many groups that it could be about. We'll leave it up to the listener to decide what resonates with them.
I was waiting for you to nod at least. Believe me, I really was.
I'll do this.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I've got to be honest with you. So far, this is your most requested song, and we are finding that we're getting through a breakfast show and playing one or maybe more of your music, Mark. I got to be honest with that. Not only Creatures, but 5 Minute Walk. And, well, you're up around 2,200 requests now.
Wow, awesome. That's great. Well, thank you for whoever's requesting all this.
Well, I requested 1,100 myself, so
Yeah, and that's before you put the toast on, right?
that's exactly right. That's very nice to hear. That's very complimentary and it warms my heart. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's surprising, but very, very great news.
The actual number is actually 2,201 that's been requesting it so far, so believe me, and it's climbing. It is, and there's plenty of future for it to go. So right here at Galaxy, here is us versus them. Yes, 5 Minute Walk. How you feeling, Moss?
Yep.
Isn't that drummer good?
Yeah, fantastic drummer. Fantastic.
You know, honestly speaking, I can honestly say, like Mark and I have been playing in a band for many years. And I can say that we probably recorded, if not 300 songs, 305. Like really, we really have a lot of material. Tons of material.
Now, a lot of it is crap.
No, it's not. A lot of it is really unheard quality material. It really is. But yeah.
Hidden gold in the vault.
Yeah, exactly what it is. 100%.
We had a band back in the 90s called Noise and Noise, and we recorded an album, a couple albums actually, and we never released it. And when I retired, I remastered that. We're going to try to reissue that. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to put together, and while writing new stuff and recording new stuff and all that. So there's a lot of things to do.
Mark, I got to be honest with you. Not only with Creatures, but 5 Minute Walk, you've made a connection with our listeners, and they love your style. They love your music. They really, really do. And Moss, I'm envious because you actually get to work with Mark and work with the band and
I'm the
make
one
this
that's
great
lucky.
music. I've got to be honest with you, Moss. I can't sing. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals I just can't do. Well, actually, I can sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me.
See, they won't let me sing because I make up my own words. That is my problem.
Well, I know Anthony is watching us right now, and this is a true story. I said it to Anthony the other day, that my father stuffed it up for me as a singer, literally, because every time I started to sing, and Mum would say, oh, he's beautiful, he can sing beautifully. The old man would say, sing like Elvis, boy. Right? That's all I sing like now.
Oh, okay. So you were used to doing that.
Yeah, so it just buggered it up for me every time I go, well, thank you very much. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to do it. So I leave it to the professionals, much like Anthony Ligori, who does look and sing like Elvis. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That man I've got a lot of time and respect for. But my dad, I want to hit him with something soft, but you know.
Like a blue suede shoe.
Yeah, exactly. Believe me. He buggered it up for me. So that sort of left it for, I became a roadie and I learnt every instrument there was, but just don't ask me to sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been a recording engineer now for about 37 years, and I love the work that you guys come up with. All right?
Awesome. Thanks for saying that. Thank you.
Look, I've worked with some of the best in the world, literally, and I've toured with some of the best in the world, not only as a recording engineer, but a front of house engineer as well. Every now and again I find a band that I'm interested in. It just so happens 2 bands and 1 with Mark. Can't go wrong.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you very much.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 12 after 12 o'clock, lunchtime, noon, coming into the afternoon now, and 19 degrees downtown. Not bad, actually. It's quite muggy in here. It's Friday, coming into a brand spanking new weekend, and I'm looking forward to this one. Even though it's been a short week, of course, we had Anzac weekend starting off on Monday, so it's rather short, but it's been a busy one. It really, really has. And to culminate the whole week talking to Moss and Mark Levesque, coming from the band 5 Minute Walk, has been an absolute pleasure. Guys, it's a pleasure. Now, what I take from it is you guys aren't going to be strangers, are you? You're going to come on back again and release new music with us, aren't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As soon as we get more music out there, you'll be the first to get it.
Absolutely brilliant, guys, because we would absolutely love to catch up again, do this again, and Mark, give Don a poke in the eye the next time you see him for me, won't you?
I will do that,
Nice.
for sure.
And believe me, Moss, absolute pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you as well.
Yeah.
Now, don't go anywhere just yet, because we're going to do a couple of crazy things. Well, Moss, you'll learn, but Mark, I think he knows what to expect right now.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, believe me. You'll enjoy it, Moss. But in the meantime, let's go back to the other studio. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.
Galaxy.
Oh, yes, good afternoon. All right, thank you.
Get out of my brain.
Yeah.